Hi, my name is Fabian Rahman, and this is my term project for 15112, Fundamentals of Programming and Computer Science at Carnegie Mellon University. For my term project, I remade an online game called Colorize, which is a 2D physics-based puzzle game. So before I go into any code or explanations, I'll show you just a quick overview of the game. So here I just have my start screen. I have a ball that bounces off walls and stuff, and that is the selector. So we're going to grab the ball and hit the start button. Then here is like a game selection screen. It's pretty simple. Let's just pick the first game because it'll show us like a good just overview of some of the mechanics. So here we have 2D collisions and reactions to different shapes. So here you see triangle, circle. It's pixel perfect, or I guess near pixel perfect collision detection, which is pretty cool. Circle, circle, pretty nice. Then like if we want to do the squares and triangles. So the point of Colorize is to hit shapes of the same color together and make the last shapes you have be of the same color as the border color. So for example, if we hit green and green together, we get this message here, level cannot be completed, because we have two red shapes left. And that's red is not the same color as the green border. So anyways, since you kind of have an idea of that, I'll go into the code now. So I just have a few basic classes here for shapes. Under the shapes are circles, rectangles, and triangles. Their basic, properties and how they bounce off of the boundary walls. What I'm really proud of, though, in this project is the physics, especially collision detection and reaction between shapes. That's a lot of times it's not too hard to find collision detection libraries, but I made my own, which I think is pretty cool. So for example, actually even before that, just selecting objects, here I select circle. Selecting them to drag, I select circles, rectangles, and triangles. For rectangles and triangles, in order to have that pixel perfect like grabbing effect, I used barometric coordinates, which was something new I thought was interesting. Then I have my collisions here. This is circle-circle collisions. And then I have polygon-polygon collisions. So that means triangle, square, 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 triangle, triangle. And along with the collisions, I'll show you the reactions later. So as you can see, there is a good bit of geometry and some physics that goes into this. Here I have my here is where it gets really tricky, where we have the circle with polygon collisions. Here I have circle and rectangle collisions. So this was a pretty involved process. I'll just go over this one as an example. So essentially I checked a circle colliding with a rectangle on the four sides of the rectangle. It works for any angle that a rectangle is at. And if those don't work, then it checks the corners of the rectangle by comparing its radius to the distance. By comparing the circle's radius to the distance to the rectangle from the circle. An even more involved process that was somewhat based off of circle-rectangle collisions was circle-triangle collisions. This was a lot harder, and I'm not going to go into the specific details about that, but given that all the sides on a triangle are pointing in different directions, it makes it a lot more complicated than just a circle-rectangle collision problem. So it was just pretty neat, I thought, to be able to make that and have a working collision detection system. So then here is where I go into reactions. I basically just here I'm taking care of some stickiness issues sometimes because of frame rate, shapes get stuck together, along with the direction changes of shapes after they hit each other. As we go down here, it's more just like event handling for the game, event handling for the title sequence, level sequence, and so on. In total, it's about 1,100 lines of code. But yeah, so really what I'm really proud of in this project is the 2D collision detection reaction. I thought it was something that was pretty neat. But yeah, that's my term project for 15.1.12. I hope you enjoyed watching. Sorry if that went too long. But yeah.